Position. The return gets out to the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You call that first down running play, you don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
From the gun, Mayfield. That's complete, Mike Evans. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Another run for Henry. Breaks the tackle, green pass ahead. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Now their opening drive certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27. First down, here's Baker. That's going to be cut by Evans. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. That one's complete, right side. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. They get 6 and a first down as well.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. They've made it to 1st and goal on their opening drive, hoping to start this game with 6. White finds the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. the Buccaneers finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Rachaad White touchdown. McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flight. His return starts at the 5. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up...
It's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Fields on 1st down. On the move, headed right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Escapes the pocket. Complete to Braylon Allen. And this one does not go far.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
Another throw for Fields. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Bucs will be backed up pretty deep to start this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And his gain is stopped on what's going to be the final play of this 1st quarter. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, White. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Quincy Williams making the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Flying down the middle with Henry. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Running once more with Henry. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Well, I know everybody on that offensive side of the ball appreciates that kind of effort. Got it by more than just a couple of inches. In fact, no need for a measurement on that as they move the chains.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there, brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, a run for White. And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. Baker now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. So we'll take a pause for the injury, and that looks like Derrick Henry, who's in need of some assistance out there. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Kings! What's that?
From the 27. Buys time, rolling right. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Intended target there was Mike Evans. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
3rd and short, Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers double their lead to 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. To return this, Marcus Jones. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Fields. This pass caught by Allen. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Don't jump. Ready? Right.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Backed up now after the penalty. It's third down. Blitz coming here. Fields. Wilson's got it. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set. Attack.
Mayfield now from the gun. This finds Evans, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Did this defense ever need that or what? Just a step in some kind of right direction. Hopefully now they can build on that sack and claw their way back from this pretty slow start.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this one touchdown inside the 30. They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with.
Here we go.
Fields out of the gun. Finds his man over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
That one's cut along the left sideline. Give him 32 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive. A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Johnson now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Has this at the 6. Returns looking good so far. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's out to the 38.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go.
From the 39. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Here we go, sir.
Fields on third. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they've got a long field ahead of them to begin this drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He's on the move. Got Evans, it's complete. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Hey, alert 33. Up, up. What's up?
Here's 2nd and 2. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. And this is scooped up by the Jets. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down.
I think the defense would have just settled for getting off the field with the takeaway, but they add a nice little present onto the end of it for their teammates who start this possession with much better field position.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
This is Allen on the give. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Here we go. We're good. Go, go. West right thing. Right.
Fields to throw it. Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Shotgun handoff for Allen. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Jets shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. Now the Jets keeping the offense on the field. They're going to go for 2. He's throwing for it. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Well, there's a reason he's playing defense, because he couldn't quite corral that one, but in the end, it doesn't matter. He still does the job and denies 2 points.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left.
What's up?
Mayfield on 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Running for the marker on second. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. Forced out to his right. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. No return on that punt. And it'll be Jets football. We set it downs for him at the 38.
Here we go.
Up the middle, here goes Allen. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 11. Complete out to the right. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Worked through his progression, nobody available. And by the time he checked it down to the back, oh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock, but defenders do as well, and they know when that quarterback's holding the ball and holding the ball, likely a check down is coming. That is just smart defensive play.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's that?
Now Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers parlay the interception into points. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers push the lead up to 12. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. Press, right.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 22. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Chased out to his right. He's running with it. And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's got a free play here. Finding Davis. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty.
Here we go.
They'll run here following the penalty. Still has room inside the 15. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10.
Go.
From the red zone now. This throw is cut. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Davis gets it from the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Here we go.
Going to the ground again on first. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. They'll go again with Davis. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Johnson with a return here. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Run. Pistol. Hey, alert 33.
Baker now from the gun. That's Mayer. He's got it. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. White trying this straight ahead. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
Rail. Regular. Rail.
Looking to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. Mayfield now from the gun. And he can't reel it in. Incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now they face 2nd down.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
On target to Godwin. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Kid, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other to give him a chance to make a play.
And he can escape no longer. They roam over and bring him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. So Chase McLaughlin is on in a high-pressure spot. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Doesn't look like it has the leg, and it falls well short of the posts. And their lead will remain unchanged in the 4th.
Obviously, Kate, that miss would have made it a touchdown game. But think of it this way, it's still a touchdown game. But instead of it forcing overtime, now it's going to give them a loss.
First down throw for Fields. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Takes off right out of the read option. It's a gain of 4 there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Completed over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Jets facing a 5-point deficit. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
He'll look to throw it. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still on the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. Throwing now. On the move, headed right. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Here he is to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Has a lane inside the 35. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
First down, and they go right back to him. Has some space inside the 15. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Buccaneers push the lead up to 12. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Fields. He's got time here. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go, son.
Fields out of the gun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Here we go, son. Go.
Now to throw. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense. They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
2nd down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. So it's a win for the Buccaneers. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. The crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ball game.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road.